I'm LaDonna Lockard, and this is Max Convos. I'm here today with who has to be my favorite guest, Cerryia Lindberg. How are you, my girl?
I am so good. How are you?
I am doing so well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for traveling the country. You have been filling in for me. We've been double, triple, quadruple booked, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact, on some dates. And so you've had the pleasure of going and attending some of our live classes as we're in the heart of CE season. I wanted to check in with you to see kind of what you've been picking up on at these live events that you've been attending.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that I've noticed is that live attendance is definitely up. People are super excited to get all of their CE for the most part done in one day. And they like the live interaction with real actual people. So, not even just the instructor, but getting to know their fellow LOs or the fellow just classmates wherever they fall within the industry. It's something where they're genuinely excited as you can be to attend a CE class. So that's been probably one of the most kind of endearing, heartwarming aspects of it is just that like communal connection with
Oh,
everyone.
I totally agree. It's been so fun. I've done so many live events this year, and I'm picking up exactly that. There's
Yeah.
a very real sense of people being excited to just be around each other again. And I actually just returned from two different conferences
Mhm.
in Las Vegas, NAM and MBA Annual.
Yeah.
Both had attendance that was up over the previous years.
Mhm.
So it does seem like even though there's been a constriction within the mortgage market of how many people have actually kind of dropped out of it over the last year to 2 years,
Mhm.
it really does feel like those who are in it to win and they want to
Yes,
be present and figuring out how to get better at what they're doing.
exactly.
So I've picked up on the same thing. I wanted to also just kind of run through a quick recap of everything that I saw at those two conferences, primarily at MBA Annual. I
Mhm.
have to give a huge shout out to the MBA for this event. It's a huge undertaking. They have so many people there. I don't even know what the attendance numbers were, but they
Yeah.
did a fabulous job at facilitating it. The venue space was enormous. That would be my one and only critique is, good Lord, did I not go prepared with the correct shoes? Because it was so, so massive
Yes.
that a lot of times I actually ended up being late to a session or missing something entirely because I couldn't find it.
Well, I saw that on LinkedIn where some people were like, "You'll find us on this floor, you need to go down this hallway," which I thought was genius, like, make sure
Yes.
that people get to where they need to go, but that's wild. I definitely had some FOMO not being there because I felt like everyone was at MBA.
Everyone was there. You are
Yeah.
not kidding, and it was wonderful to be there with them. Again, the only thing that I would say I would plan better for next year is making a little more free time in my
Mhm.
schedule, and I've heard that from a couple of people who, we didn't have the proper time to connect, but it really was so jam-packed, and
Yeah.
again, kudos to them for putting on such a phenomenal event. The key takeaways that I would say in really just having time after to digest everything.
Mhm.
AI, of course, is still on the forefront of everyone's minds.
Right.
Every single leader who was there was talking about AI implementation. I think a year ago, we didn't even fully anticipate what we would be seeing this year by way of implementation. I think a
Right.
lot of people were still a little underestimating the role that it would be playing, and I think now all of our eyes have just been peeled way open, and we're seeing exactly what it's going to do. The implementation period seems to be taking a little bit longer than what I think most people had initially anticipated and figuring out
Mhm.
exactly how all of your different systems are going to connect within themselves and talk to each other utilizing AI and how that's going to go. But the framework's being put into place. And
Yes.
it does seem like a lot of those operational what were operational inefficiencies are being solved. That's another thing that I'm seeing like
Yeah.
crazy. The vendor space blowing up around this, and the little niche demographics of how technology is being, I guess, transformed right
Right.
before our very eyes, and the way that it's going to continue to change the way that we all do business. There are so many vendors out there now. I would say, if nothing else, if you haven't attended one of these live events in a while, you should go. You should make an
Yeah.
absolute concerted effort to go for that very reason.
Mhm.
Of There were people who I was having conversations with that I was like, "You do what?" And they were just these niche businesses that I had not even I they just weren't even on my radar. And
Yeah.
so to know that now there are tools and steps that people can utilize, massive. So
Yeah.
if nothing else, huge, huge, massive shout out again to them for that. I would say final takeaway, it does seem like everyone's kind of along the same consensus that the market will grow next year by way
Mhm.
of revenue. There will be more money opportunities coming in.
Right.
We're going to see a little bit of a drop in rates, a little bit. And again, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a lot to really get this needle moving. We just need to see something. But there's there aren't going to be it's not going to cost you less necessarily to put a loan together. And
Okay.
so we need to figure out how to best utilize the tools, the resources, et cetera, that are coming our way to
Mhm.
make it more effective, which in turn benefits our borrowers and our consumers.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a huge area of opportunity. And again, so many of the vendors in this space are going to be helping with that to make it more cost effective.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I am cautioning people, don't just go and buy the shiniest new object just because you think it's going to revolutionize the way you do your business. Be
Absolutely.
careful, be
Yeah.
strategic, make sure that you're actually considering how it's going to integrate. Anyway, there are so many more things that I want to go over with you. So we're going to jump over. We're going to go do a take it to the max. We're going to break some other topics down. I want to get more into CE season, renewal season, because
Mhm.
we are right here on the cusp
Cool.
of the renewal season opening up. So let's go take it to the max. And for Max Convos, I'm LaDonna Lockard.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to nationalmortgageprofessional.com.